channel. I still remain your one and only MC Bernardino. Thank you very much for staying tuned to this channel, for coming back. For as many of you that have subscribed to this channel, kudos to you guys. Thanks so much for hitting the likes button, for sharing this video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And guess what, guys? Our subscribers on this channel is now 400. We now have over 400 subscribers. Who am I? Thanks so much. It's courtesy of you guys. Thank you very much for coming back, for staying tuned, for listening to what I've been saying. Probably I'm not the best, but just because you guys are faith in me and you believe in what I'm doing, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thumbs up to you guys. Let's do it. We can actually get to 500 before the end of May. Let's do it, guys. Tell someone, tell your enemy, tell your neighbor, come to this channel, MC Bernardino. I'm here for you guys. Anything about Canada immigration, I will teach it out to you guys. All right, without further ado. So today, what am I talking about? Today, I want to tell you about why are many Nigerians applying for Canada Express entry. I'm Nigerian. I'm not denying that fact. One love. I've done so many videos about how I migrated from Nigeria to Canada. So today, I want to enlighten you. Why are many Nigerians, why are they applying for Canada Express entry? Watch out, stay tuned for that, because I'll be dissecting that for you. And don't forget, I'll think about the segment where I always drop it deep, you act on it, and it works for you. Till I come back.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Let me run through the disclaimer. Like I always tell you, I'm not an immigration lawyer, I'm not a consultant, nobody's paying me to do this. I'm freely doing this to you based on my opinion, subject to my experience, and based on my own research. Nobody's paying me to do this. I'm just doing it out of my own volition. So everything you hear on this channel, act on it, do your own personal research, and don't just rely solely on the information I'm giving you on this channel alone. All right, let's kick. Don't forget, I said I'll be telling you about why many Nigerians are applying for the Canada Express entry. I've done a lot of videos about Canada Express entry. You can look at my playlist and watch some of these videos. All right, so why are many Nigerians applying for Canada Express entry? Yes, for those of you that don't know, Nigeria is the most populous black nation, and in terms of oil, we are one of the leading producers of oil. But despite the fact that we have these huge resources in our hand, bad leadership, corruption in the land is actually affecting the circulation of resources. So many of Nigerians cannot boast of 3 square meters in a day. They don't have social amenities. Electricity is in short supply. There's no water. Bad leadership is actually affecting everybody. So seeing this, the youth are actually taking the mantle into their hand. They feel that it is better for them to seek a better future for themselves, for their family, and also because some of these youth that you see, they have families, friends in Canada, so they see what they post on social media, what they are enjoying in Canada, and as a result of that, they felt the best way for them to go about it is to apply for this Canada Express entry, because it gives them the opportunity to travel to Canada, settle down in Canada, start a family in Canada, and give themselves a better life, better lifestyle. The reason why many Nigerians are traveling to Canada through the express entry path is because of the poor health care in Canada. And as far as you're a permanent resident in Canada, even if you're an international student, you can get your health card, go to the hospital and receive health care. But it's not the case in Nigeria. There's poor health care. There are fewer hospitals. The doctors are actually traveling abroad rather than staying in Nigeria. And this is actually causing a lot of mortality, the high mortality rate. These are some of the things that are pushing out Nigerian youths that are supposed to stay in the country to ensure the development of the country. These are things that are pushing them out because the government failed to address the healthcare system, to build hospitals, to provide medical services. They are in short supply, and as a result of that, there's a lot of migration. People are actually leaving the country, and they are seeking a better life in Canada and other countries. Why many Nigerians are actually traveling out of Nigeria to seek better life for themselves in Canada through the express entry path is insecurity. Many of you have heard of Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen. Insecurity is in the land, and as a result of that, people are dying aimlessly. You mean in Nigeria? Nigeria is the only country where you see people just die because of road accidents, because of bad construction, and so many dilapidated buildings, and the rest of them like that. Things that cannot be heard of. You know, we are losing our lives. We are losing the lives of our young ones, our relatives. People are just dying aimlessly. And because of that, people feel that, in order for them to secure themselves, to secure their life, to elongate their living on earth, they would rather go abroad, they would rather come to Canada. Canada has provided a path for them to come in through the express entry. they want to tap into that, and as a result of that, there's a huge migration of people coming into Canada. They don't want to come in through visiting because that can be temporary. Rather, they are seeking the Canada Express entry, which gives them the avenue to come into Canada and settle down as a permanent resident, and on the long run become a citizen. That's the salient reason why many Nigerians are traveling to Canada through the express entry is poor educational system in Nigeria. I'm a product of educational system in Nigeria, and I can tell you categorically that it is nothing to write home about. I mean, when you go into the university, you cannot be so sure of when you're graduating. You only know when you're going in. You're not sure of when you're going to graduate because of strike, poor funding. The lecturers are not motivated. The professors are not motivated to teach. Even let's go to the high school level, the secondary school, the primary schools. Education are not free in Nigeria. You have to pay through your nose. There are dilapidated buildings. Buildings are falling. Classrooms are not well funded. There are no more. A lot of things to cry about. And this is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why many Nigerians feel that they would rather go abroad on a study leave, on a study visa rather, to study and to get good and quality education for themselves. Parents are sending their children abroad just to get a better education, and as a result of that, we are having a lot of brain drain in Nigeria. Rather, people are coming into Canada, study, and once they are done with their study, they don't want to go back, but rather they will work in Canada and find a path for them to get into the express entry to get their permanent residence. That's one of the reasons why there's a lot of brain drain in Nigeria and people are migrating to Canada. Another important reason why many Nigerians are coming to Canada through the express entry is because they have actually tried other countries. Like in the US, US used to have this US American lottery, which has been cancelled as far as Nigeria is concerned. So as a result of that, many Nigerians, they are not going into the US, rather, because they know that when they get in there to get the permanent resident, it's going to be so hard. Talk more of becoming a citizen of US. So because of that, they cancel US. They don't want to go into the US because there's no clear path to how do you get the permanent resident. And also, let's talk about the UK. UK now, when you go there to study, you're as good as going back home because there's no clear path for you. It's so hard for you to become a permanent resident in the UK, in Britain generally. So people have cancelled US, they've cancelled Britain. Australia, for them, it's more like it's too far. Rather, the only opportunity, the one that presents itself, is Canada. It's a Commonwealth country. Nigeria is also a Commonwealth country, English speaking, and there's a clear-cut road to become a permanent resident. And that's why they feel that this is a very good opportunity for them to come into Canada, to go in through the express entry, create their profile, do their IELTS test, do their WEST evaluation, and submit their profile and wait for their ITA. That's one of the reasons why that's even the major reason why people are actually going through the express entry to come into Canada, because it provides a clear-cut, seamless approach for them to migrate into Canada with their family, with their loved ones. Very important point why many Nigerians are migrating to Canada through the express entry is because of job insecurity. I mean, Nigeria is one of the few countries whereby you go to work today, when you go back to work tomorrow, your manager calls you and tells you that you've been fired because of flimsy excuses, because there's depression in land, money is not circulating. As a result of that, many of these organizations, many of these companies, they can't pay salaries. They are downsizing. Minimum wages less than $10, no, rather less than $100 in Nigeria. I mean, what someone takes home every month is less than $100. It's so barbaric, right? As a result of that, many people are taking the bull by the horn. I receive a lot of calls, a lot of messages. Many people are telling me, how can I migrate into Canada? Some of them, they actually have good jobs, but just because they are not sure of what tomorrow holds for them, for their family, they are actually taking the bull by the horn today and coming into Canada. And also, Canada has also make the process very seamless by saying that coming to in this year 2019, they are admitting like 75,000 people into Canada through the express entry, and next year 2020 it will be like 85,000 that will be coming into the express entry. So this is actually good policies that Nigeria are seeing on the news, and because of that, they want to tap into that, migrating to Canada to seek a better life. If you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Please kindly subscribe to this channel, hit the likes button, send me a comment if you feel you have any question, you have any concern as far as Canada immigration is concerned. I'll try as much as possible to answer your question as soon as possible. Share this video with your loved ones. Okay, so those are the reasons why I feel Nigerians are migrating to Canada. There are many more other reasons, but those are the salient reasons why Nigeria would rather migrate to Canada instead of remaining in Nigeria and suffering and complaining every time. Okay, let's go to the think about the segment. So today I'll be giving you a quote from Scott Wisdoman. He said, "There's danger in delay." So you need to act now. There's danger in delay. So more like procrastination is the thief of time. What you can do today while postponing it to tomorrow. As far as Express Secretary is concerned, why not go into the poll now, create your profile, because who knows, tomorrow might be so late, policy might be cancelled, anything can happen. We might have a change in government as a result of this cancellation of Express entry. So you need to act now, because delay is dangerous. Till I come back to you guys, I remain your one and only MC Benedino. Stay out of crime, be nice. Bye for now.